Hello everyone, welcome to Topper IAS. So as a part of our daily series, today also we will be seeing one article. So that was in your Hindu newspaper, and this was in news for past 2-3 years. I'm sorry, 2-3 days. Okay, so we will be discussing. We will be seeing with respect to population policy of China today. Okay, so there was a editorial in Hindu with the title "When Two is Too Little." On China's three-child policy. Okay, so what is this meaning of this in the sense? See, China had one-child policy. Okay, which was introduced in the year 1979. So this policy was abandoned in 2015, and they went with the policy of two children. Okay, but despite that, there was a no any significant progress achieved on this front. So now they have come out with three child policy. So that's why the meaning is when two is too little. So two child policy was not successful, so now they are going for three child policy. Okay, so why are they are going, what they want to achieve by three child policy? What they want to achieve is improve China's population structure. Okay, and another thing is they actively respond to the aging population and preserve the country's human resource advantages. Okay, so meaning in the sense, respond to aging population in the sense, what you see is increasing number of people are in old age group. Okay, population structure means it gives you an idea of people living in different age groups: young age group, middle age group, and old age group. Okay, so that is the meaning of it. So they want to improve China's population structure, and they want to respond to aging population. So more number of people are getting aged, so that shows less number of people in younger age groups. Okay, they want to address that issue and even preserve the country's human resource advantage. The idea of demographic dividend and all. So having people in working age group, that is beneficial to economy. So if they become if the population is aging, that is not a good sign from the point of economic advantages. Okay, so it wants to address these issues. So why the current what the current status with respect to China is, fertility rate has fallen down from 2.75 in 1979, so the year when one child policy was introduced. Now it has come down to 1.69 in 2018. And what has happened, as of recent data, there are around 264 million people in the age group of 60 and over above. Okay, which account for almost 18% of the total population. So this, in the coming years, what China is will be saying is more number of people getting aged. Okay, 60 and above, this will only increase. And one more, what you see in Chinese society or the population is, it is deeply gender imbalanced population, and the sex ratio is very skewed. Okay, male are more in number when compared to women. Okay, so these are few things with respect to population status. So why that happened? Why is the present problem of aging, fertility rate being very low, and gender imbalance? This is all the result of one child policy of Chinese. So 1980s, that is 1979. So what happened after it made mandatory for people to have only one child. If they did not follow, there will be negative consequences with respect to job opportunities and all those things. So what happened after one child policy was there is a decline in fertility rate. So fertility rate meaning is number of children women can give birth to during her reproductive age. Okay, during reproductive period of years. Okay, then what happened? Fertility rate has come down, birth rate has also come down since 1980, and overall rate of natural difference has declined. So natural difference, you mean difference between birth rate and death rate. Okay, so what Chinese government has estimated that this policy has prevented around 400 million births. Okay, so by one child policy, they contained rapid population explosion that China was seeing in 1970s and 80s. Okay, so after the introduction of policy, all these things have come down, and population has population growth rate has declined. Okay, But you see, these kind of family planning interventions also have led to, negative unintended consequences. What kind of consequences? Unintended consequences in the sense, see, one issue is, sons were generally more preferred than daughters. Okay, so overall sex ratio in China became skewed towards the males. Okay, in 2016 there were 33 million more men than women, so only one child. So what the people want, only male child, the preference was for male. So that's why, what they did, because of preference for sons, there was rise in the number of abortions of female fetuses. So a social issue. Then n number of female babies were killed, abandoned, or placed in orphanages increased as a result of the policy, because it was mandated that only one child should be there. Then millions of Chinese parents had to endure, strict enforcement of the policy, like, forced sterilization and forced abortions, and birth and fertility rates remained low. And what happened now is the country is aging too rapidly, as well as witnessing shrinking workforce. So this is a economic disadvantage: shrinking workforce, less number of people in the working age group. So that is a economically disadvantage. So that is a issue. More aging population, that is also a issue. Okay, so there are n number of, negative unintended consequences of one child policy. So that's why China has now abandoned that one child policy and went with a two child policy in 2015. So now they have again revised the policy and have now come out with three child policy. Okay, to address the issue of aging and all the get economic advantages of having, human resource in the working age group. Okay, so what the thing is, rather than intrusive policies, where there are forced sterilizations, and you also see not only forced sterilization, there are n number of, negative social consequences, like, issues that the female women have faced. So rather than such a, system where you provided, reward for people and preferential policies for people who adhered to one child policy, the article says, goes on to say that do away with such kind of system, such kind of preferential policies. Rather, what the policy maker should, give priority is, for reducing child rearing cost, okay, borne by the prospective parents, such as reduce family spending on education. Okay, so you, rather than preferential policies, what you do is, you take care of, child rearing cost. So that once you reduce the this kind of cost, that's the cost, that family incurs bringing up the child, with respect to his care, with respect to his education and all. If you reduce such kind of cost, obviously people will be willing to have more and more children. Because one of the reason today, developed countries also, why, population is on decline, because a main reason is financial reason. Okay, financial burden. Okay, so this is a main reason for the decline in population. So if you address, if you lower such a financial burden, obviously people will be willing to have more children. Okay, that is what the article suggests, that you reduce financial child rearing cost, such as you reduce the family spending on education, then automatically it will go, increase the number of children that families like to have. Okay, so that's it for today. Uh, Thanks for listening. You can also download the PDF of this document in the link that is given below. Thank you.